Crochet. And today is Valentine's Day, so happy Valentines, everyone. I just want to wish you all happy Valentines. I have a real quick video, a couple of makes, and something that I worked on. I finished my Hobie hashtag no shades of gray, and I made my white sands and ocean waves top or cover up, and that is completely done. So I'm real happy about that. I think it turned out pretty good, and I really would like to make something like that for my grandkids. Sorry, I thought I saw somebody on my front porch. I didn't. I do have a happy mail. I got mail from Tacoma, or from Olympia, Washington. So let's see who this is from. Oh, isn't this beautiful? I got a Valentine wish on Valentine's Day. Yay, look at that. Isn't that card beautiful? Oh my goodness. There's a whole long letter in here that I'm going to keep for myself. But this is from Gwen Williams. Thank you so very much, Gwen. I will read this note to myself, but I love the card. And look, it's a Hallmark. It's so pretty. Isn't it so pretty? There are people that do things with cards, like after the holiday. I saved all my Christmas cards, and I'm gonna see what they do with cards, because some of them are so cute you just don't want to throw them away. And that one is so pretty, I don't want to throw it away. I totally love it. So let's see, being that it's Valentine's, and I have 4 granddaughters, I bought them candy hearts, you know, those little red candy hearts that you buy and then they're filled with chocolate. I bought one of those for each of my grandkids. But for the littlest 2, who I'm going to see on Thursday, we're going to get together for Valentine's, because they have sports activities right after school till like late, and till after dinner, and so we won't be able to get together with them until Thursday when they have a break. But I made them these little backpack buddies, because they're getting new book bags that will hold their basketballs, because they both play basketball, the youngest 2. And apparently this is a thing now. You get and it's made with the school colors, so really kind of cool. These obviously have nothing to do with school colors and everything to do with Valentine's, but I thought, how cute. This is I will link the pattern by Raja, I think, Creations or something, but I will link her video. It didn't take long to make them. There's not very many rounds, and they're small. I mean, obviously for a backpack they're perfect. Then I decided to put beads on them, because I have all those beads from when I was trying to make bracelets that I didn't do very well at, so so I have a lot of beads. I did enjoy collecting the beads, and it was fun to try and make them, but I wasn't very good at it. I will try again at another time. But anyway, so I made them these with little claw hooks on them so they can stick them on their new book bags. I made them out of some Bernette Cozy style, and this was and still is a scrap. And then last night I worked on, oh, I forgot the other thing I worked on. I forgot to bring it over. Hold on, let me get it. Okay, the first thing I worked on was my fall cuddler blanket, the knit blanket. The pattern is by, it's called the Fall Cuddler Chunky Blanket by Mama in a Stitch. And get a close-up. I think, wait, ooh, am I missing it? Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what it's supposed to look like. So we'll see how it turns out this time. This is the second time I'm making this. I did the first time I frogged it, and I'm making this with Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming Animals, and she also started it last year with the Double Dog Dare, and there's a hashtag Double Dog Dare Knit or something. so many hashtags, so few brain cells. I do have them all written down, but I'll put that in. I mean, it'll be in here. The hashtag double dog dare. I am using, this is a chunky, so you make it with a, you're supposed to make it with a 6, but I'm making it now with a 5. My original was a 6-weight yarn, and I didn't do well with that yarn. It was splitting on my knitting needles a whole lot, and I was doubling up the stitches when I didn't realize I had split the yarn, because I don't even know what the stitches are supposed to look like, whatever. So I am using Yarn Bee Lots of Dots that I got on clearance last year. I think it was last year. $1.37 instead of $5.49. And I bought a lot of them because I've learned to buy larger quantities versus smaller quantities. You don't buy 1 or 2 skeins if you can buy 9 or 10, because 1 or 2 isn't going to get you much more than a hat, and 9 or 10 will get you something, or 12 or whatever, like sweater quantity. So anyway, this is still skein number 1. I finished now through round 20. I did 18. I did 19. No, I did 20, 21, and 22. Wait, I have it written down. Nope, I did 19, 20, and 21. I got to start on round 22, I think. I thought I did 3 rounds. I probably did it wrong. I probably have something wrong. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Because at one point I think I was on the wrong side, and I don't know why that is either. But and we're using 10 millimeter 36-inch cords. And I'm using bamboo hooks or needles. I do have a whole set I found at Michael's in clearance. A whole set of, in a box, really nice, a whole set of wooden, and a whole set, they were like $90 set of knitting needles, both two of them, one wooden and one metal, that I picked them up for like $15 or something. Like they were like 90% off or something real crazy. And I'm like, oh, I'm buying those. Even if I never knit again, somebody will want them. And they were at such a great price. So I bought them, but I'm using these. These might be clovers. I don't know what these are. I bought these specifically from Amazon, I think, when we started this, and then in the meantime I found those others. But I'm using wood versus metal because they're not as slippery, and I'm new at this, so I think the not slippery is going to be better for me. And I was told by Laura to put a stitch marker every 4 stitches, because we're doing the double moth stitch, which is knit 2, purl 2, knit 2, purl 2, but then on the reverse side you purl 2, knit, purl 2, knit 2. So you do the opposite on the opposite side of what you did on the previous round. You do the opposite row. So if you knitted 2, if you started with a knit 2, then a purl 2, then on the way back you purl 2, knit 2. And I guess it's supposed to give it a bumpy texture. Oh wait, this, I showed you the wrong side. This is the right side. So you're supposed to get this bumpy texture. I moved up my lifeline because my lifeline was here at the end of this really bumpy. And then we did a couple of rows of this smooth right here. And now we're doing this really bumpy again. And it's really bumpy, but it's a different really bumpy than this bumpy. I know, I love all my technical terms too. I think this is the garter stitch, which I really do like. This is the stitch I've always wanted to learn to make sweaters out of. I mean, it's what you make sweaters out of, is that kind of a stitch. But this is so cool for a sweater. And it's, I mean, it's real stretchy, but if you had it with smaller yarn and smaller, like, you could just wear that as a sweater, and that would be like all that texture. I totally love that. And it was really easy to do because it was the same thing over and over and over and over. For those of you that are avid knitters, probably get really boring. For someone like me that doesn't know what the heck they're doing, it was really fun. And on this, we start with you make the border as you go, which is awesome. I mean, that's really kind of cool too. So that's what this is. This is this garter, I think. I'm going to use that term again. I think that's what it is. It's, you know, we created the border as you go, which that's like really awesome to me. And that's what you're doing here. So this first and last stitch marker, and I know these probably aren't the right kind of stitch markers, but they work and my needles fit through them. So that's what I'm using, because that's what I have. And they're really big. But you like space off. This is the first so many stitches, and that's going to be your border on either side as you go. So how awesome is that? And then I was told, you know, so it's like a knit 2, purl 2, so 4 to a stitch. So every stitch marker is when you start with your knitting all the way. First 2 stitches are knit all the way one direction, and then they're purl all the way the next direction. So when you hit your stitch marker, you know you need to hit, you know that you should have been switching stitches. You should have like completed the whole thing. So anyway, that's what it looks like now. I really love this yarn. It's really nice and soft. I'm sorry that they discontinued it. Maybe they just discontinued some colors. I don't know. That's the thing about only buying discontinued yarn. And which is mostly what I do. If it's not on clearance, I have to have like a coupon and a good sale. Because I don't pay full price. I like, out of all my yarn, I probably have 2 skeins that I paid full price for. I just, not into it. So I keep my pattern in here, and because now we're doing this repeat for a whole bunch of different rows, up through row 42, I have little notes on my pattern. I'm writing right on it. You know, I can print it again. I have a printer. And then I'm using this book called Knit 101, I believe. Learn to Knit. I think I got this at Ollie's. If you guys have an Ollie's, they have a lot of knit books in there. I rarely find it. I don't go in there often. It's like a half an hour away or 45 minutes to the nearest one for me. But when I do go in there, I always check out their books for knitting and crochet. They always seem to have a larger selection of, like, they'll have maybe 1 crochet book, but they'll have 8 knit books. And they're real cheap. I don't know what I paid for this. That's not on here. So maybe I didn't get it there. But anyway, I got it. I don't know where. I think I got it there. And it teaches you, it's got some projects in it, but it teaches you the steps, step by step. And it teaches you continental and, I guess, well, like this is the purl stitch, and then this is continental. So I don't know if this is non-continental, I don't know what to call that, and then continental. I tend to be doing the continental, and I don't know if you can do, it shows you how 2 different methods for casting on, the long tail cast on and the knit cast on. And it just shows you picture step-by-step pictures. And I keep this open in front of me, my pattern, my book, and because particularly if I'm talking or, and then I get distracted, then I forget what I'm doing. But I did learn that when you purl, you go in through the top of the stitch and you wrap your yarn around the top of the hook or needle. When you knit, you go in through the bottom of the stitch and you wrap your yarn from the bottom. So instead of saying knit, knit, purl, purl, I find myself saying top, top, bottom, bottom, which is probably going to be bad because I'm not going to know what the stitch is unless you call it the top stitch or the bottom stitch, because I don't remember which is which. I just know that if I go in through the top, I have to wrap through the top, and if I go in through the bottom, I have to wrap through the bottom. And that's, I think, keeping me in the right order, the process being, correct, even though I'm probably training myself you know, by not, it's probably hurting me to train myself not to use the right terminology. I should probably be doing something like knit is bottom, bottom, knit, bottom, bottom, knit, bottom, bottom, purl, top, top. It is what it is. But I did enjoy doing that. Then I did my three rows of that. Row 22 will be my next row. So I must have done 19, 20, and 21. And so that's according to Laura where I'm supposed to be. So I'm good. And I kind of wanted to do more, but I kind of wanted to now stay with Laura because she is a better knitter than I am. She goes to knitting classes. I am sure, I live in the greater Cleveland area. I am sure that there are places I could take knitting classes. But the problem is, then you have to go to that place. And then you see all that yarn. And mostly from what I've seen when I've gone into yarn stores, it's mostly wool yarns, which I can't work with. They're beautiful hand-dyed yarns, and they're very expensive. And if I go there, then I'm going to have to buy some. I just said I don't like to buy yarn unless it's on clearance or at a really, really good sale with a, you know, with a coupon. And so that's like awkward, right? So then I have to buy yarn. I mean, I'm sure I could buy cotton, and they probably have like high-end acrylic that I could buy. And, you know, but I would feel like every time I go in, I need to buy more yarn, and I'm trying not to buy more yarn. Even though I did put in an order at Lion Brand. Because, you guys, I just have to justify. I haven't been looking at any of my, I get emails from all the yarn stores, and I've been delete, delete, don't open. But I don't know if they sent me a special text or if it was just I accidentally clicked on it because I was trying to delete stuff, and some things, I was like falling asleep and things were opening, and I'm like, no, don't open, just delete. And I think I accidentally clicked on it, but it was they're having up to 70% off on some of their clearance. And I happened to notice that in the clearance was the Pound of Love. It's an alright acrylic. It's a little on the thin side, but they have puffed it up some. It's a little, like I used to really consider it a 3-weight, but now the newer ones are more closer to a 4-weight, more like standard 4-weight. But anyway, in there was the color the creamsicle, that real pale peach color. I might even call it orange, and I love that color. That is my favorite color of the orange family, is that creamsicle color of peach. I'm a pastel kind of girl. I know I love the dark purple, but pastel peaches, like, and yellows, and, you know, pastel rainbows. I like a lot of colors, but out of the oranges, that is my favorite orange color. And it's in the discontinued at Lion Brand. And I thought, holy cow, I had one of those, and I just used it up with, when I made that bag out of the heart, the tile of the week, heart squares. I finished up my last of my creamsicle, and I'm like, they're going to discontinue that color. That's my favorite color, one of them. So I had to buy that, which then led me to the navy is on clearance as well. You can't clear out navy. So I'm telling myself they're really not clearing it out because they're discontinuing it. They're clearing it out for another reason. I don't know, but I bought a navy. I think it was navy. And I bought the creamsicle color. And then I think I bought something else. I don't know. I only spent like $18, so I didn't buy a lot. 18 and then shipping, which is another thing I don't like to do. But I had to bite the bullet to get my creamsicle because God forbid that they don't make it anymore and I can't get it. I'll be so disappointed. I'll have missed out, right? So I wasn't going to miss out for $6. It was only $6. Which I know a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, that was the regular price or the sale price, not the clearance price. But now they're $12.99 or $13.99 or whatever. That's a whole nother, we won't go down that road. But back to what else was I working on now that I've been on that tangent. I did start, I don't know if I've even shown you my look of the draw. Oh, I wanted to tell you, this is living in, this is my knit project, and it's living in my Sassy Sacks by Yaddy. And this gnome bag was given to me by Nancy during our Christmas exchange. And I really like the bag. It's the whole box bottom and all that. But it's got this cool handle too, which I really love. I love the handle. So anyway, I wanted to mention that. And my luck of the draw, this was my Christmas present from Elaine Brown. Now, if you guys don't know Elaine Brown, don't go subscribe to her, but she's putting out content now. Go subscribe. She's really a sweetheart, and I love her to death. And she knows that I love Baby Yoda. So we had a Christmas gift exchange, Secret Santa, and this was what she gave me. And I totally love it. And I traded in my go bag that I've been taking to work, and it's getting really frayed. It's a drawstring top, and it's getting really frayed at the top. I hope that this one will work as well. It's a little bit bigger, but because I like to fit it in my lunch bag, which is a bigger bag, so stuff fits in it. Anyway, I hope that I can use this as my go bag for work as well as, you know, just for in general. But it's really cute, and it's got this little world stitch marker attached to it, which I think is so adorable. There you go. See that little world on there, like Saturn with the rings. And then, you know, it's got this really cool handle, and it looks like the inside fabric. Doesn't that remind you of Star Wars when they go into hyper warp super drive speed or whatever, and the stars go past? That's the inside. I thought that was very clever, very cool looking fabric to put inside of this bag. But inside the bag is a bag, and don't mind the crinkle, but because it's in my go bag and I'm using white, I've been keeping the spool of yarn, which is Premier Home Cotton, Kitchen Cotton, and it's on this spool, which obviously I've used before, but to help keep it clean, I've been keeping it in the bag inside my go bag. So I'm using the white, and then my first week's color is in here, and I've started my second week, which was number 8. And this is Sugar and Cream, and this color is called Country Yellow. I don't remember what the name of this other one is, but this is what we're looking like so far. So I worked on this yesterday, got the second round of the bright yellow, put these on, and started this. And that's as far as I got before I was tired and went to bed. So I have till Thursday to get it done and be caught up. So I'll get that done before then, I think, or not. So that's what I worked on since I finished the White Sands and Ocean Waves cover up top. That's all I've got done. But I'm happy with the progress. I like my little hearts. I think they're cute. I think the girls will like them. And all my new bags and new projects. And I'm going to try to put out more videos again now that I'm done with the Hobby project and have more time to work on more things. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for liking, watching, subscribing. If you like what you saw here today, hit that subscribe button. Make a comment. I love them, and I read them, and I reply to them. So I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks so much. Bye. Oh, that's why.